Confused about what career to choose? Not quite sure of the range of study and work options compatible with your personality, aptitude and interests? Welcome to Career Café for a ringside view of an exciting career each week. Together, we shall explore the pros and cons, the programs and prospects, all the stuff you need to make an informed and successful career choice. Hi, I'm your host and career guide Pervin Malhotra, and on the menu today, we have careers in luxury management. Luxury has finally arrived in India and it's everywhere, expected to cross $15 billion this year, fueled by a steady 30% growth, notwithstanding the slowdown. What makes this more than just a passing trend is the fact that not just Tier 1 but even Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities are driving the demand for luxury goods. Be it apparel, accessories, perfume, high-end automobiles, home decor, wine, spirits, fine dining and concierge services, luxe travel and hospitality, not to mention the growing interest in fine art and top-end real estate. Given the boom in this segment, companies are scouting for talent to promote brands and service customers. By 2022, the global demand for professionals is expected to touch a hefty 15 to 20 lakh. And to tell us all about this exciting and virtually recession-proof industry is Rajat Bhattacharya, co-founder and campus director of Luxury Connect Business School, New Delhi. Rajat studied international fashion from his Italian guru, Elio Quagliola, and a respected name in the fashion and apparel industry. He has over 35 years of experience spread over Italy, Europe, USA, Asia and India. Besides growing his sourcing forte, he established JVs for luxury brands such as Lacoste, La Perla and Corneliani in the 90s, as early as the 90s. Besides producing shirts at his own factory for the likes of Armani, Cacharel and Lacoste, he energized the apparel education sector in Bangladesh by setting up high-end fashion schools. Welcome to Career Café.
Thank you so much.
Absolute pleasure having you with us. And I'm going to really pick your brains.
Sure, absolutely.
So tell us something about this luxury segment. What exactly does it mean? Most people associate it with fashion, but that's not obviously its purpose.
As you rightly said, it's not just fashion, but encompasses all the categories that we went over and explained it rightly. So it's automobiles, it's real estate, it's cars, you name it, and it's there. It's watches, it's jewelry, and the luxury industry is and has been growing at a tremendous pace. And I'm sure when you walk into any of these luxury shops or even areas, or even to an eatery, which is a luxury eatery, do you really get the service that you are expecting? That is something which is absolutely not there. We have not yet been able to train our people. And this is why Abhay Gupta, my partner and founder of Luxury Connect, and we thought 3 years ago that it was imperative that along with our Luxury Connect company, which does consulting for bringing international brands into the country, we really needed to set up Luxury Connect Business School. And that's how LCBS has been formed.
Okay. So now tell me, who is ideally suited for undertaking courses or looking at careers in the luxury segment?
Well, I would say that
just about anyone.
Yes, just about anyone who has an aptitude, is someone who is progressive and wants to make a career out of this unique field. Because today, if you look at it, we have hardly any schools in India which is catering to luxury, and that is why we could very proudly say that Luxury Connect is amongst the first premier luxury schools in India.
So if you have any queries about luxury management and how to get into this field, call us quickly on these toll-free numbers 011-230-35420 and 1800-115314. Yes, Rajat.
Well, I would say people who are looking at enhancing their careers or moving from retail into luxury, the courses are ideally suited for them. There are people who are also in the lower rungs of the luxury industry who would like to understand what brand management is about. The world over, Indians are everywhere heading the largest of corporations. But in India, you will see that most of the brands or the hotels or anywhere else, we have got what we say Goras still sitting as the top man. Why would an Indian here not be an Indiranui and be heading one of these luxury institutions?
Absolutely.
So that is exactly what we are catering to do.
And so now tell me, suppose someone has done a course, maybe a 2-year full-time or maybe fast track 1 year, etc. Where would you be working? In what kind of positions? I mean, would the largest number of positions be in front-end sales? Is that what
normally in luxury or in retail, it's very important to have some kind of exposure to the front end without interacting with customers. And it's not demeaning, mind you, because that is where you really learn what the entire trade is all about before you slowly graduate and get into the bank end. However, people who have the experience, who have management capabilities, they will obviously be able to get into the management positions and the management cadre. So again, it depends on exactly which course they're taking up and how well they get exposed to this.
So tell me, now suppose somebody has done a plain vanilla MBA,
right?
All right, say in marketing, etc. Now, won't that suffice to get into this segment?
Well, not really, because luxury has its typical nuances which you need to understand. And this is extremely important to really get into the trade, because if you see currently what has happened, and the main reason why we are desperately looking in the industry for trained luxury manpower is for this very reason, because since there was nothing available, a lot of them have been picked out from the normal retail industry. The other reason has been that there was no luxury school in India. And not everybody can afford this exorbitant fees that you need to spend
when you
going
study
abroad.
Absolutely.
Like you will know that even when you study abroad, there becomes a disconnect when you come back to India, because there are no jobs there.
Right.
So obviously you are wanting to come back to India and you don't exactly know how this industry works, although you are now exposed to the European or the American industry. So that's another reason why we have created our courses
for the Indian right. And to that we have our first caller from Bihar. Welcome to Career Café, Lal Babu. Hello.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Yes. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Yes. Ma'am, I want to know if there is a formal education required to enter into this career.
The formal education required?
Formal education, minimum qualification required to enter into this career, luxury brand management.
Okay.
Yes,
okay. That's exactly what we'll question Rajat about. Rajat, you got the question.
To understand the luxury brand management and undertake these courses, you need to be a graduate. And it does not necessarily have to be from any particular stream. You can be a graduate and be welcomed into this stream.
But no, so what he's saying is that after that, a relevant course in luxury management would get you going.
Yes, absolutely, because what we do also is in all our courses, we have from a 4-month to a 6-month industry internship, which is part of the course.
I think that's very important.
Which is extremely important
because it's not just about theory.
Absolutely. Right. And that is something which we ensure that every student of ours has to go through. Then automatically you get a far more balanced exposure to the industry, as well as the industry knows you. So I don't think you'll have any problem thereon to make a career out of the industry.
Let's say we have so many luxury brands in the country now.
Yes.
Now the number of qualified people for this, as you said, are very few.
Very few.
So typically they take in people from retail or people who've done MBAs, and then they train them on the job. Is
That's
it?
Right.
Is that
That's
how it
right.
goes?
That's how it's going. But more and more companies are becoming नहीं किया. And if you see the latest reports on how the retail industry is going to boom,
Yes.
and how the e-commerce industry is on the upswing, most of the e-commerce companies are now also wanting to get in luxury brands into the country. So unless you have trained people, the luxury brands themselves are a little skeptical of coming into this country and entering this country.
And so, what I'd like you to sort of tell us is, what is it that luxury, managing in the luxury segment, what sets it apart? What is so unique about it?
Well, it's a grade which is above the normal retail.
Yes, and it's not mass market.
Yes, we sometimes make and say that, okay, luxury has arrived in India, but and a lot of us are actually scared to accept that fact, and a lot of people have probably, in the younger generation, not gone into the luxury industry thinking that, oh, I don't know what this is all about. But historically, let's go back a few hundred years. India was the very cradle of luxury. Between 1908 and 1944, Indian Maharajas owned over 800 Rolls Royces. The Maharaja of Patiala himself was the one who owned 42 Rolls Royces. If you look at Cartier, if you look at Louis Vuitton bags, who did they actually start their making those wonderful huge bags? Those were for the Maharajas to carry
Indian
their
royalty,
ensembles.
yes,
And Cartier used to fly down, and probably every Maharani in India at that time was one of their clients.
How interesting! How absolutely interesting! And
and this a lot of many people don't know about.
Yes,
I mean, we were the
yes.
country which produced all the silks and the spices, so it was in a different area.
Right.
But really, so that's why we say that luxury is actually coming back to where it all started from.
Fabulous, fabulous. And we have another caller, Baby Umret from Arunachal Pradesh. Welcome to Career Cafe. Hello? Hello? I think the lines got disconnected. Yeah, so continue. This is absolutely fascinating.
In fact, the special necklace which was made for the Maharaja of Patiala had 1028 stones which Cartier used to create that single piece. So you can imagine how particular or how magnanimous, our Maharajas and luxury also.
And
so,
even the Nizam.
yeah,
Yes.
the Nizam. Oh yes, we constantly hear about that. Don't forget that the Kohinoor diamond was something which we owned here.
Absolutely.
So it's been a long journey. And why you would say that luxury was not present? We need to remember that we underwent 200 years of subjugation. That was the time when actually luxury went down, and we didn't hear so much about it.
Rajat, one sec. There's a caller from Gurgaon. Welcome to Career Cafe.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening.
Ma'am, Rajiv calling from Gurgaon.
Yes, Rajiv.
Ma'am, my question is, I'm an MBA in sales and marketing.
MBA in what marketing?
Sales and marketing.
Okay.
So I would like to know what is the opportunity for me in luxury brand management.
Do you have any work experience?
Yeah, I have. I'm currently working in Godrej as a direct sales team leader.
In what segment of Godrej?
It is a pest control segment.
Beg your pardon?
Pest control segment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I think
he's in sales.
Yes,
so
he's in sales, so he would be perfect to understand and undergo a luxury brand management program.
And since he's done an MBA already, I think he needs to do a short
he can do a short capsule. He can do
capsule.
In fact, we have very good capsules which are weekend capsules. So if he doesn't want to stop his job at the moment and wants to continue his job at the same time, he can do our EDLM program, which we do especially for the...
Sure. So I hope you've got your answer. I think it's just a hop, skip and a step ahead, and it's something that would be well up your street, Rajiv. We'll take a short break here, but when we return, we'll continue to look at the outlook and prospects in this field and also continue to take all your queries. So stay right there. Welcome back to Career Café. We are looking at careers in luxury management, and with us is Rajat Bhattacharya of Luxury Connect Business School. So Rajat, we were this fascinating points you were telling us about how luxury is coming back to India where it rightfully belongs. That's such wonderful news. But tell me, now you've done, as we discussed, luxury is not just fashion. It could be even look at the 5-star and 7-star schools that we have today, or hospitals that we have. So all of these are luxury.
Right. That's right. And real estate is playing a major role in it. I mean, the golf courses, that is luxury today. So there is a huge area that the new generation can look at, and all these ones need people. All these ones need trained people to come and work there.
Who are sensitized
to this. Yes.
And to that we have yet another caller, Paresh Panchal from Gujarat. Paresh ji, welcome to Career Cafe. बहुत दिन बाद आप आए हैं वापस. Hello.
Thank you. जी, thank you.
हाँ, welcome. तो बताइए.
Direct, हाँ जी, इंडिपेंडेंट कैरियर लग्जरी ब्रांड के क्षेत्र में अगर करना चाहते हैं, इंडिपेंडेंट कैरियर जो अगर बनाना चाहते हैं लग्जरी ब्रांड के अंदर, तो उनको हमने देखा जो डायरेक्ट मार्केटिंग कंपनीज है, ब्रांड्स को जो डायरेक्ट मार्केटिंग कंपनीज है, हम देखते हैं कि फोन कीजिए और आपके घर डिलीवरी पाइए, ऐसी जो कंपनीज है वो भी इंडिपेंडेंट कैरियर बनाने वालों के लिए कितनी चैलेंज बन सकती है, ये भी एक बात है. तो इन लोगों को, ऐसे लोगों को ये क्या करना चाहिए अपना कैरियर बनाने के लिए?
बिल्कुल, ये बहुत अच्छा सवाल आपने पूछा, क्योंकि जब आप लग्जरी ब्रांड्स को प्रमोट करते हैं तो आप मास मार्केट नहीं है, आपका कस्टमर वेल डिफाइंड है, तो उसको डायरेक्ट मार्केटिंग उसके लिए बहुत ही उचित रहता है. You know, in fact, a lot of luxury brand management is about direct response advertising as well as marketing.
Right. And typically what happens is in luxury, there are an X amount of people that you need to reach out to.
Yes, and who know the people. And the connections become extremely important.
So your networking with them is definitely of a high rate of importance. And you know, when you asked about initially how people are actually being at the moment taken into the luxury industry, that's how it has been, because you know, everyone has a certain area of connection. So say brand A, you know, if he wants to hire somebody from brand B, would say, all right, this guy really knows so many people in this, and you know, why don't you come over? So that's how it has been happening. But this is where we would like to step in to say, tell everybody that yes, if you do have a certain background, and if you do learn about the industry and the management of how you need to run the luxury industry, there would be so much more jobs on offer for everybody.
No, and then are there independent direct marketing companies that handle the direct marketing for big brands?
Not in luxury so much, but yes, if we take automobiles for instance, yes, I mean, today they are reaching out on a very, very strong footing. And you see the 4 German brands fighting against each other, and they are all into direct marketing. So it's not that they are not using this line of thought also.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. And we have yet another caller, Santosh from Gujarat. Welcome to Career Cafe, Santosh.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, how is the scope of diamond jewelry as of now in the market?
Good question.
Great question. In fact, we were there just last week doing a seminar on the jewelry industry in Mumbai at the retail fair. And there is a tremendous demand the world over for now the Indian jewelry also. As reverse to international brands coming into India, I can take a few, is the other way around, and I can take a few names, people like Nirav Modi, people like Ganjam, Tanishq. They have actually made a place for themselves in the international market already. And diamonds, yes, I don't think many people know this. 3,000 years ago, the first diamond was mined in India. Again, something, you know, it's unique and something which actually started from here.
But the cutting of the diamond.
Yes, that was taken somewhere in Europe, and the De Beers from South Africa, they were known for it. But once again, a lot of it is happening, and Surat has some of the finest machines and the people who are actually into diamond cutting, and they are being internationally accepted.
And our designs, you know, people are not fed up of the straight and the thing, so they want something oriental.
Absolutely.
And as far as design goes, India is a gold mine, absolute gold mine. So I think as far as jewelry is concerned,
jewelry, it's a huge market.
It's a very, very huge market, very, very huge market. So tell us, Rajat, I mean, besides the front-end sales, besides the direct connect with your customer, what are the other functional areas that you could look at?
In fact, it's like any other retail business. You need to have the store managers. You need to have the people who would be coordinating the in-house sales. There are people who would need to look at the complete back end. There are people who would also need to look at the merchandising of the entire collections, even if it is jewelry, even if it is accessories, or even if it is fashion clothing. Logistics is a very, very important part, because you know, to get luxury products from place A to place B is something which is unique, and India is still struggling in that area.
Why do you say it is unique?
Well, can you imagine how would you today, if you have ordered as a customer $10,000 Armani suit, how does it get delivered to you, to your house? So, or even to your store from Europe. So there is a specialized way
or art for that matter,
or even diamond jewelry for that matter.
Absolutely.
You could order diamond jewelry and you want it delivered. How would how would it be brought in?
Or a chandelier or whatever.
Leather products. You might buy a leather jacket, and storage. How do you store that in the extreme conditions that we have all over India, pan-India? We are not just talking about major cities.
These are specialized.
So these are all specialized areas where they have.
Yes. There's yet another caller, Mrs. Ganesh from West Bengal. Welcome to Career Café.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. I just wanted to know.
Yes.
What is the content of the course that you'll be offering in this school?
Super. I think that was just what we were coming to. Rajat, yes, that's something we would have missed out.
Sure. Well, the content starts from explaining to everyone about how the luxury industry, a bit of the industry, and the historical presence of background of luxury. They are taken through the various nuances of the various areas of the luxury and the various brands of that luxury that exist in the world. Beyond that, we delve in the different segments of luxury and the products that are in collaboration with these segments. We then take you through a very thorough understanding of how luxury products are priced, which is extremely important, the seasons that the luxury products need to be ordered and worked under, and then finally to how the display, the visual display of luxury goods are extremely important. So the entire course takes you through all these visions and then finishes it off with a 4-month to a 6-month internship where you work in one of the luxury brands, so that you are actually putting what you learned on paper and in the classroom into actual proper use.
So, but there is no specialization. I mean, the luxury management itself is a
we have a specialization in this.
So there could be marketing.
There are specialization in this.
Like what?
And in the luxury brand management program that we have, which is a 1-year program, you study for 7 months in India at Luxury Connect, and then you spend 3 months at the Monaco, International University of Monaco, where you can take 3 different segments.
Which are
A could be to do with the luxury industry where you need only brand management. The second one you need to do is for what we were talking about is with the area of
logistics
is one of them, and also the third segment is where you can either go in for jewelry or watches or leather. So there are three different segments which you can go through.
You could
absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Super. So now, anyone looking at this sector today, what is your parting advice for them? And one more question.
Yes.
See, when it comes to, say, the marketing strategy or the advertising this thing, now for these international brands, this is decided at the headquarters, is it not?
Yes, it is.
So now when you are advertising that brand in India, is there any fresh Indian input? Is it tweaked, or is it, how does it happen?
It depends from product to product, actually. It depends from product
to product and what they're
normally in luxury per se, it is never there to really go all out and advertise for the product.
Right.
But with these new areas opening up like India and China, they have to understand that the diaspora here is looking at different areas. So it is tweaked to
some extent. It should be.
Absolutely.
It should be.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, Rajat, for coming to Career Cafe, and look at the interest in this field.
Yes,
so wonderful.
That is extremely important, and it's a very exciting field to get into. Yes.
And what's wonderful is that it's relatively recession proof, no?
Absolutely.
Because for the high network individual, a little up and down in the market makes no difference.
It absolutely doesn't make any difference, and it is only growing. And if you look at that, 5 years ago it was not even 5 or 6 billion, and today it's pegged to be 18 billion by the year 2017. So that is a huge jump.
Huge. Wonderful. So do continue sending us your feedback at Career Cafe LSTV@gmail.com. But before I sign off, here's a thought: fallacies don't cease to be, just because they become fashions. So think about it. Bye for now. Be discriminating and be your best.